So in our last video, I explained how to calculate flow time when we have parallel steps or steps happening in parallel, right? So the same product, the process go one way and the other at the same time and then go back. And then I know that you guys were questioning, so what I have alternative paths, right? What am I going to do? How am I going to calculate that? So this video is all about. So what does that mean to have alternative path? So let's say that I have, again, the same process steps that we looked before, but this time, if it goes to process A, which takes 5 minutes, same rework 10%, same total work time or work content of 5.5. Now, 30% of our products go this way, 70% go this way. Okay, so none of them go in parallel at the same time. They either go here or here. Okay, and you can see that the time it takes this first step is the same, 5.5. The time it takes the last one is the same, 21, right? Because that doesn't change anything. What change is that some processes are going here and some of the products or customers are going this way. And the way to do that is just to calculate a weighted average for those two, right? So think about I have 100 products, right? 30 of them are going this way, 70 of them are going this way. Okay? So the what I'm going to do is basically have a weighted average of those and add them up, right? Because that's going to give me the weighted average total time, right? Weighted by what? Weighted by the percentage that are going up or going down, right? It's the same thing as calculating 30 times the path that go up, 70 times the path that goes down, and divide everything by 100. You get the weighted average, right? Because it's weighted because the 70 will get a higher weight than the 30, right? Because I have more products going this way. So the math is good. That's why I have these numbers here. I have 4.68 because it is 12 times 1.3 because of the 30% rework times 0.3. Okay, and that's how you find out if it's in parallel or if it's alternative path. If it's an alternative path, it will have the percentage there. If it's in parallel, it doesn't have any percentage because it's always 100%, right? It's in parallel. So all the processes are doing all the steps. If it's alternative path, it will have to have the percentage to go one way or the other, okay? And then if you have, that's the way to calculate, okay? For step C here is 15 minutes times 1 because rework is 0 and times 0.7, so weighted by 70% here, and that gives us 10.5, right? And then the last one is 21. The difference here is since I already weighted this two, I just need to add all them up, right? Because 70% are going this way, 30% are going this way. If it's 50-50, basically you're doing an average, right? An average of the first one and an average of the second one, right? But if it's not 50-50, that's we need to calculate how many are going one way, how many are going the other way by using that percentage. So total was 41.68. So that's the tricky part, right? If it's alternative path, I use the percentage. So if there's a percentage there, I have to use that percentage. If there's not a percentage there, I need to look at how many possible paths, go one way or the other, and then calculate the longest one. The longest one will be the core total processing time. Okay, core processing time. Okay. Just the end here, some strategies to reduce that total flow time. So identify the critical path, the one that are taking more time, understand the delays. So not the core processing time, but the non-value added, the waiting times and all the other stuff that are impacting the batching, the transportation, the inventory. Because usually they are most of the total or the actual flow time, right? Remember, the actual flow time is the total time. The core is only the steps that are adding value. And most of the time, that actual is a lot bigger than the core processing time because you have a lot of waiting throughout the process. So look at the weighting, try to reduce, use strategies to break down the batch sizes or eliminate those steps, right? And then you can reduce non-value added activities, change the mix of products, other things that you can do, move more resources to and then we're going to talk about capacity. We're going to talk a little bit more of the resources. So it kind of this will make more sense. But the critical path and the flow time, the way to reduce is take the activities that are not value added. You're also going to increase that flow time efficiency that we learned how to calculate in an early video.